All right, I like it. So you mentioned when you're brokering, you want to go out to the first bunch of them so you get comfortable with the nuts and bolts of how this works. Um, and you mentioned looking at the catalytic converter, the tires, the battery, the wheels. Um, how are you finding out who you'd want to use as the intermediary, the tow truck operator, to go do this for you? How do you find that person? How many of them do you have? Like, how many do you need on a rotation? I guess some of that
Mhm.
depends on how much volume you're doing. But give me an idea of how you'd find that person, how you develop some trust with that person, kind of what sort of process you put in place to make sure that they're not just running off with the vehicle type thing.
Right. So when you're looking at finding a tow company to work with, I mean, you can Google like or look up a tow company, and then it's really about like, do we match? Do we mesh?
Mhm.
And like how your personalities are, and it's make sure that you know what the expectations are, and that they know what your expectations are. Because if they're not willing to take the pictures, if they're not willing to do what it is that you're asking them to do, then it may not be a good fit for you. So there's not really like a particular tow company that I can say like we work with specifically.
Sure.
But you know, do your due diligence and make sure that you have that they know what your expectations are. So you can find a tow company. I mean, it's easy to find a tow company,
I'd imagine
and a lot of times,
owner
uh
operator would probably be better off than a company with a bunch of employees.
right. I
Okay.
would go with a smaller one, just because you really want that one-on-one ability and that direct access. And so, if there is an issue, you don't have to go through, you know, 4 or 5 people to talk to whoever you need to talk with. But definitely, you know, like I said, do your due diligence. And again, like you had mentioned, like it's probably easier to do more of like the owner operator or a smaller company that you can talk directly with the person in charge.
Got it.
Um, if you can afford to, you know, buy your own truck and trailer. That's what I've done. You buy your own truck and trailer, and then you can just put a body in there. So, and then that's your person that you work with consistently. And you don't have to worry about switching or a different driver. Like, you know who you're working with, and they know your expectations as well. And so it just makes it easier when you're trying to broker deals, because I can just text him real quick, like, hey, go pick this up. Here's the address. This is how much we're offering. And so that's how I kind of set mine up.